All right, hello everyone, and welcome back for the final time today to the Moonduck coverage of the Zotac Cup Masters NA Open Qualifier Finals. We have got game number 3 of our best of 3 between Team Fire and Team Freedom. Some of the big boys of NA. I'm Android, being joined once again by Zyori.
Hello, hello, and some more familiar faces here, and now the ARC survivors. So Team Fire, they will be surviving the ARC, that's great. Of course, up against Team Freedom. We saw TC play a very strong Terrorblade in game number 1 of this series. Not too surprised to see them revert back to it.
First pick, though. It was the last pick in game number 1.
Yeah. Well, I guess they know what they want. Reveals a little bit of their hand. Not a very flexible first pick, but same thing goes for Freedom. They picked up Lifestealer. So probably the IX Mike Sand King, almost for sure.
Yeah, he played it pretty well game 1. Unfortunately, not able to find them the victory there.
He played an okay Sand King. It was a weird game. I mean, it's not like that game was on Mike, but definitely not the best performance we've seen on him. A couple of unfortunate deaths that were just the source of over-ambition.
And also just their Slark not really coming online there.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's a good hero. You can't really go wrong with Sand King. He's a great lane dominator, you know, stuns, very slippery, great initiator, a lot of damage. It's a good hero, no doubt.
And, well, I mean, both teams picking up their cores first pick, so I think they're just getting down and dirty with this.
Mm-hmm.
They're very familiar with each other. So, I mean, mind games, trying to read each other, not going to be as successful as maybe some other matchups.
Yeah.
So,
Baden third banned here by Freedom, and Warlock Sword are banned out by Team Fire. And there's the Lena.
I like that Abaddon ban. I think Mike, like, couldn't handle losing to an offlane Abaddon.
I think it's just kind of proof that he's just going to play the Sand King, and they don't want to play against Abaddon because they know how awful it is.
Yeah, it's real strong
well,
right now.
I guess they know how good it is, how awful of an experience it is to play against is kind of what I was getting at. Yeah, Abaddon's one of those heroes that, you know, for some, you can say, oh, dude, listen, this dude's going to play Earth Spirit against Jerax. Okay, trust me, Jerax knows how to counter an Earth Spirit. But I don't know that you can make that same case with Mike and the Abaddon. You know that it's like, okay, Mike is the Abaddon player, but I don't know if being an Abaddon player really gives you that much extra knowledge to play against the hero. He's just an obnoxious hero that's not fun to play against.
Really,
you know?
solid offlane pick right now.
So I think Mike feels it both ways, you know.
All right.
But Witch Doctor now. So a little healing, little survivability.
Blast from the Past, similar lineup as game number 1. I think Fire going back to what worked for them. Going to get Fluff, his Witch Doctor, to just dump down that ult at a moment's notice, and it worked really well. I think ARC survivors got to make sure they have a little more lockdown than last time. That seemed like maybe a potential blunder in game number 1. Again, they did still win game 1, but could have been easier if they had a reliable stun or two.
They are definitely light on lockdown this draft. You're putting a lot of emphasis on that coconut that has a lot of choices in terms of which unit to jump to next. So some kind, like a Slardar-esque type hero here, like a Slardar or a Centaur. Some kind of spammable, reliable AoE stun would be amazing for this squad. Honestly, Slardar would be a great 4th pick if they could have it, but they 4th banned it themselves.
Yeah. I mean, what else can they run as a core and still get some good stun out of? I mean, there's Dragonite mid, but that's just god-awful.
So they need an offlaner, and they need a mid.
With hopefully some lockdown. I mean, they could go back for a puck if they really wanted to, get that Dream Coil up, but Silence wouldn't be bad against, you know, Sand King Rubik.
Nobody's jumping out at me here, and there's got to be some kind of an obvious choice. Spammable stuns in the mid lane. I don't know. This is sort of one of the drawbacks, I guess, of drafting Terrorblade in your first pick here. Let's take a look at Dota Heroes. Let's cheat.
Definitely taking their time with this one, trying to figure out. Oh, okay.
They take LC, so probably their offlaner here.
Yeah.
All right.
Good lockdown. I mean,
yeah, it's a fine LC game. You know, there's some sustainability to go with the Witch Doctor. What mid are they eyeing up?
I mean, what do they need? Is the Legion enough lockdown for them, or do they need something just spammable?
Yeah, I think that's the key thing. It's really good lockdown, but it's just completely cooldown based.
What about Amiibo?
I mean, sure, Meepo's great if they have somebody that
Oh, not with the Ember Spirit.
plays it and wants to play it. Yeah, Ember a good mid choice for Freedom. I don't know what the mid pick is here for Fire. I'm really struggling to come up with somebody that hits all of the.
Could they go for like a Magnus and then just keep empowering Terrorblade and Legion and make them
banned though?
Oh,
but yeah, I mean Magnus would be great if they could have taken him here.
Wasn't looking that far up the ban list.
Invoker still in the pool. They could definitely take that.
What about mid Kunkka? It'd be a nice setup.
Pretty unlikely, I think, but it could be okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. I think it's just gonna get against an Ember. I don't know who wins that matchup.
Like a Naga Siren. Let's really think about that push. No,
I think they'll do something a little more traditional. I think Invoker is pretty high on the list. Great with the LC Sunstrikes to go if it doesn't get banned here. And they ban out the Dazzle, of course, one of the supports renowned against the Legion Commander.
Also just fantastic with the Ember Spirit and the Lifestealer, so they can just go absolutely crazy, not worry. So, good ban, solid ban, and we'll see what Team Freedom's going to ban out. I mean, OD still in the pool, just a good mid pick all around. Does have that disable with the Astral, but they're going to ban the Invoker instead.
Okay, very smart ban. Yeah, I think the Invoker was kind of the obvious one. He has the most versatility. Yeah, OD could work. Not really a spammable stun, but still just a good a bruiser they could put mid.
I mean, it's a nice setup. It's not a stun, but it could make way for a Legion to blink and then duel, but Ember Spirit might still be able to get off his remnants out.
Yeah, Fire going to take a support here, and they've got a lot of choices. And Keeper of the Light still in the pool, probably
that's Freedom.
Yeah, Freedom. That's what
You said Fire.
Okay, well, Freedom's about to pick a support.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be Coddle.
Coddle's great here. I mean, it's just all around really good hero right now. Sometimes banned out.
It's a pretty heavy melee lineup. Good against the illusions of Terrorblade, all that kind of stuff. What do Fire want mid? I mean, maybe I'm too caught up on these spammable stuns. They could take like a Queen of Pain for some burst damage. They could take TA if they want a little more carry power. Who has damage and control? Storm, I suppose, could be an option. They don't... Actually, Storm could be okay here.
Against an Ember? That hurts. Got Battle of the Spirits in the mid lane then.
Yeah, it's not great.
I mean, like...
I don't know, man. This is a really tough last pick for Ember or for Fire.
Like, depending on how farmy they want to go, like, Dusa? Like, oof, I don't know.
Dusa can be okay. It's a little slow. I think Dusa only works as like a 5th pick. She is pretty counterable. But given that they have like the final pick here, and there's the Coddle. Okay.
Yeah. No surprises there.
Surprise.
Just good support left in the pool. I think if Coddle had been banned, they would have gone for the Dazzle. Just interchangeable, strong supports. That does mean their support duo is a little squishy. Rubik, Keeper of the Light, very easy to isolate and duel them off if they're on their own. So something that Freedom have to keep in mind. And they're going to go for a last pick Ursa. So we talked about their melee-heavy lineup. Well, let's just take that to the next level.
Yeah, scary against the Keeper of the Light. I mean, you've got the Legion Commander who has some cleanse help, but...
I mean, I think this is just kind of
How are they going to lane? Is this going to be a Terrorblade mid? Is it going to be Ursa mid?
I've seen Ursa mid work.
I've seen both of them go mid and work, but
I feel like TC Terrorblade is just such a staple in the safe lane.
No, I think you're right. TC Terrorblade. Although, I mean, TC could play Terrorblade mid. It's not that... I mean, TC has played mid before. It's not that ridiculous. I don't know. This is a weird draft from Fire. I would be a little nervous right now if I were them, right? So you've got 4 melee against Keeper of the Light. Amazing against melee heroes because of AoE blind as well as just AoE damage from Illuminate. The more melee heroes are easier to hit. Ember Spirit, huge AoE damage just in general with the Flame Guard and everything else. But also Searing Chains, way easier to hit those on melee heroes than ranged. Fade Bolt from Rubik, bounces around easier if you have melee heroes. Caustic Finale from Sand King, same thing. Lifestealer, the only one that doesn't really care that much, but I mean, he's Lifestealer. He's ready to knuckle up and go blow for blow against pretty much anybody. So maybe not like an obvious outdraft, not really the point that I'm getting at, but in terms of just team fight execution, man, I think Fire have a slightly easier job ahead of them you know, Coddle just needs to land one good blinding light in the middle of these team fights, and it really messes up what Fire want to do. Those are the kind of things that my brain just keeps going back to here.
All right, so let's get underway. Again, it is all down to this game number 3 of a best of 3. Everyone getting ready, getting heated. Winner moves on to the regionals. And at least that bracket loser, well,
this is it, man. All the marbles.
Yeah. So, nothing too surprising going on. Look at that ward. That is in the shrine.
I've actually never seen that before. I didn't know you could do that.
That is like literally inside of the shrine. Okay.
Huh.
That's going to be a little difficult to deward.
That is peculiar.
Will the hitbox of the shrine get in the way if you try to deward that?
See, that's what I'm wondering. I thought at first it was just behind the shrine, and from our perspective, it looks like it's inside of it,
nope.
but it's actually inside of it.
Little peeper hanging out there from inside the fountain.
So you pose a good question. Will it, in fact, be dewardable? I don't know. We'd have to load into a lobby and test it.
There was that ward glitch with like the error ward that wasn't targetable, so maybe it's along that vein of you can't click on the...
Yeah, I remember that. I know exactly what you're talking about. It is a similar kind of... Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have actually not seen that at all or seen anyone try it. Is that... Maybe it didn't work and 7.05 changed it up, or maybe we're just getting creative.
That's actually not a bad suggestion either. We just hit a new patch, so all sorts of weird stuff can come about at this stage that...
I'm sure Twitch chat will correct us in a minute and a half.
Yep. Idiot. I don't think that's a very likely spot to be dewarded early on either. Kind of not a weird ward spot, but an atypical one, definitely.
I mean, it's going to give a lot of useful information. Anyone comes up to Shrine, that is all up in the spotlight, so... Things just starting out pretty standard there. No quirky steals or anything, and getting a good block off mid lane. Trump going to be helped out by whatever this anime warrior is, and it is going to be a mid Ursa.
Mid Ursa. Okay. Well, he'll have a little bit of help from the Earth Spirit nearby. It'll be interesting to see how much Earth Spirit's actually going to be able to do. Seems like Coddle's going to be happy to camp mid.
Yeah, I mean...
Put as much pressure on the Ursa as he can.
You can have Earth Spirit coming in and doing that. That's a nice ground pound. And they're going in. One more hit means this Keeper of the Light is going to be first blood. All right, so Coddle not having as easy of a time as we thought. Nice start there for T Swift fan.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll absolutely do it. Who got the first blood?
It was the Earth Spirit.
The Earth Spirit? Okay. Oh, that's cool. He'll get basically free boots, starting boots. Getting
the early gold in those supports is pretty nice, especially someone that's going to be roaming as much as an Earth Spirit. That'll cut down a minute on his commute from mid to bottom. So.
Oh, no, it's amazing. It allows the hero to do a lot more in the early game. You're totally right. IX Mike about to be pressured. Nice. Stun on 2, perhaps. Nope, he's only level 1. He's just got Caustic, good yokes, but he will live. Not enough damage from the right clickers.
Yeah, just enough to force him back, and again, we are going to have our TC Terror Blade. Very content just to sit back and farm the lane as long as he'll be let.
Yeah, we'll probably see TC stay, fairly passive this game on the Terror Blade. He'll play that standard carry style. He'll just split around the map, farm, then somewhere around 25 minutes or something, they'll probably start the death ball, and we'll see that metamorphosis really come into play to start knocking down towers. And Brax with the LC. All right. Looks like a pretty good lane setup for the Radiant, though. Mike not getting that much out of the off lane.
He'll get some good levels. I mean, there's only so much that they can do to force him back until TC... I mean, once TC pops that Metamorphosis, this dude just has to straight bail. Now, Bruh rolling in. He does have the Burrow Strike here, but has to bite it very, very well. Fluff still sitting back. Only level 1. Hasn't found that level 2, so no coconuts.
Not quite.
Now he's got it, but...
Witch Doctor's not a bad zoning support, though. He can definitely put a lot of pressure on the Sand King. It's hard for Sand King to really trade effectively with him, because Witch Doctor is either going to have Maledict to make him do extra damage, or he's going to have the heal, which obviously mitigates your damage. So it's just not a fun matchup for the Ursa, or for the SK, at least in these early levels.
Rubik hits the deck there as they just chased him down. Fluff able to keep on top of him and just going to go right up to a shrine now. Again, got some good vision going, so Dire are very aware of this. Keeper of the Light soaking some good solo XP mid. Already level 3.5, almost level 4. And up top, we are going to have Brax on our Legion Commander. Similar story, almost level 4 there. And
oh, he's doing way better than the Sand King.
Yeah, really having a good time and actually able to zone back KVH a little as well. Just really keeping the life stealer at least under wraps. Like, they can't really kill him, but at least they can control what he's doing now. Roll in, Bruh just going to eat the Illuminate and not finding that stun.
Yeah, Brax is having a really good lane so far. And LC definitely one of those heroes that benefits from early farm as well as early experience. You see Keeper of the Light probably die here. The Orb of Venom just a little bit too much. Not going to be able to run away. That'll be another kill for the Radiant. Fire off to a really good start here. 1,800 net worth and only 4 minutes of gameplay. Looking good.
Down bottom, Mike. I mean, he's got his friend Rubik going to be camping down here to try to at least control TC a little bit. But, well, with Fluff coming back in, maybe tossing out the coconuts, they can definitely win this lane. Ward going to be gobbled up, so losing their vision there. And, yeah, Freedom just having a tough time finding their opening this game. We are only a couple minutes in, but already the cores on the Radiant getting off to a great start.
They're not finding anything. KVH is farming pretty well, and that's about it. Look at the last hits, man. It's all green at the top 3.
Yeah.
You don't see that often at the 4-minute mark. I mean, this is really a sign of Radiant just getting a way better laning phase, really in every situation. The offlaners, obviously LC's farming much better. Safe laners, Terrablade's doing slightly better. It's not a big lead, but it's something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then mid, obviously Ursa's having a grand old time. He's 10 CS up, and they've already killed the Coddle twice. So all things considered, this Ursa is having a great start.
Yeah, Ursa's one of those heroes, when you run a mid, you've got to be so concerned about those early levels, so concerned about that early survivability, and looks like T-Swift fan just cruised through that part of the game, and he's on to the next, where he's ahead, feeling good about himself. I mean, a good part of Ursa's game is riding that wave. He's got to know he's ahead and be able to push that to the limit, but just far enough. Not go too far, not throw things away, not go too YOLO.
Yeah, the big counter to Ursa, as we've seen so much in the past, just being kited, you know, like Viper-type heroes, where there's just nothing that he can do to close the distance. Oh,
they get the Maledict off on Mike, and they keep him stunned up, and, well, he's got a Burrow Strike, but one more tick of the Maledict, and he's done.
Yeah. Okay, Brog takes credit for that one.
That is a kill secured right there. So, again, 4-0, kill score starting to add up, and TC just hops right into that Metamorphosis and starting to lay into the tower.
Metamorphosis, and just treads, okay. Slow and steady, 4 kills, 6 minutes.
Legion Commander almost level 6 now, so gonna be ready to start him with the duels pretty shortly, and with Keeper of the Light and Rubik as the support duo on the Dire, those guys are asking for it. If they can catch him alone, it's gonna be easy pickings and starting the Legion snowball early.
Okay, back to farming we go. Looks like a rotation coming in from Witch Doctor, maybe. Coddle now just abandoning the mid lane.
Oh, bottom lane. TC takes a little bit of damage, sidesteps the Illuminate, and yeah,
they're
things
just leaving Rubik mid.
Yeah, he's got this. Don't worry, guys.
I mean, Ember is in a lot of trouble right now.
I didn't remember we had an Ember this game.
Going Iron Talon. He has been forced into the jungle. I mean, this is really...
He is just trying to scrape by in terms of last hits. He's right there with the Keeper of the Light, who's been trying to soak mid. And switching over to net worth, our Ember Spirit is right there with the Life Stealer at the 5th position.
Dude, Ursa is like 50% up on him. That is such a big margin at 7 minutes.
I mean, this Ursa is just balling right now.
And it's a problem twofold, because this Ember is not going to be able to fight, and Ursa is going to come online earlier than normal. He's either going to go for really fast lifesteal and be able to farm and take out Roche, or he'll just go for the early Blink Dagger. It looks like lifesteal is what he's got queued up.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be able to take Roche right away. Just get in there, go a little deep now with that Aegis, and this is...
Yeah, I don't think they can really stop him from taking Roche, at least not easily. Maybe Coddle with a Blinding Light could break it up, but...
Yeah, Dire just aren't in a position to fight right now. You look at what Ember Spirit's got, and he's riding the poverty train right there. 500 gold to his name. Poor Trump. How far he's fallen.
Yeah. It's tough. Now, the good thing, though, from his side is that Ember is a hero that can recover. He does a lot of AoE damage if his supports are able to stack up for him a little bit. Also a hero that can still put out a lot of damage in the early game without having a lot of items. You know, Ember, in his current state, he's died once, he's not that farmed, but that doesn't mean he can't burst somebody down with a triple Remnant right now in a team fight. So there is always that potential for him to find a way back into it.
Legion Commander, she's good progress towards her Blink Dagger now. On top of having the Phase Boot, she's got her level 6, so all her teammates really have to do is split off the squishy supports, and this potentially could be our first duel victory. A little tough to be hanging out solo down bottom as Dire are
support.
looking to push in here. Fluff gonna be hanging back. Only level 4 on him. They're going for the duel here. Very ambitious as, okay, Crippling Depression is going to be finding a kill there, but unfortunately no damage to her name. So
that's a bummer.
1-for-1 trade gonna be who got the kill first there. Legion got the kill first, so. Well, anyway, while that's going on, we do have...
That is actual space created.
Yeah. Hella space right there as T-Swift fan now has that Aegis of the Immortal at only 9 minutes, just with that Morbid Mask and a huge net worth lead.
Yeah, no easy way for them to contest that. But the lead is holding steady. 2,500 net worth as we get close to the 10-minute rollover. It hasn't really gotten too much worse for the Dire, and especially with Roche factored in there. You know, they're hanging in, similarly to how the Ember Spirit can recover just by being Ember Spirit and having a lot of damage kind of built into the hero. You've got Infest Bombs, and that's always a good way to get back into a game where it seems like the odds are against you. We saw it in game number 1 of this series. That was part of how Freedom were able to kind of regain a foothold.
Wasn't that game number 1 of the EU bracket?
I'm sorry, yeah, that was, you're right, that was EU. That was
6 games ago, Andrew.
But yeah, we saw the power of the Infest Bombs and how they can kind of claw you back from those dire straits.
IX Mike putting his tranquil boots on the ground, living large, sir. Not going to deal with that backpack cooldown. Okay, he puts them in his backpack right now. IX Mike, you're toying with my emotions. So
TP's in. Could be in a fight erupting down here. I would be surprised if Dire really wanted to fight into the Aegis Ursa, but it looks like they are kind of picking a fight, at least trying to.
Everyone just sitting back. No man's land here, preparing for what's going down. Ember, meanwhile, has found his way back to mid lane, scoring up a little more farm for himself, but still not where he wants to be on the chart right now. And up top, we do have 2 heroes pressuring that lane. Oh, stun comes in onto the Ursa, and they'll just leave it at that. I'll bring him back in, trying to clip him with the Illuminate.
The Illuminate hit him.
Did a lot of work there, so T-Swift fan either needs to go heal up or get prepared to burn that Aegis.
I'm surprised that hit him. That was really close.
Yeah, well, he'll make it back all right. Meanwhile, mid lane, we do have a TP coming in as TC could be in trouble. Trump chasing him down, invisible and fiery, but TC just making his way to the top lane with his buddies.
Just a little too fast. Trump would like to be burning him right now.
He's got his little shoesies. TC got treads. Treads got buffed in the last patch, right? What's their specific buff?
It went from 9 stats to 10 stats.
Oh, look at all those stats.
Back to where they used to be.
Yeah, so he's definitely feeling good for himself, has that Metamorphosis available, so they could just start to wildly pressure top. Now another Illuminate onto the Ursa. Oh my. He's cutting it close there. Again, Aegis is still available, but...
It's a small buff to treads, but... Oh, nice rolling boulder away.
Yeah, they're going back in. Crippling Depression. Brax looking for an initiation.
For the duel. Oh, nice. Telekinesis.
Back up. And IX Mike does have the Epi, so if things went awry there, he could have come back with a little AoE damage. But this tower is going down incredibly quickly. That is TC, even pre-Dragon Lance, just chewing through that thing.
Yeah, a good point to make. TC rotating and getting a little more active, maybe earlier than usual, but I think some of that is just a byproduct of the Dire putting so much pressure on his safe lane. This wasn't really like a free farm type setup for TC.
Down bottom, looks like Dire, I mean, they want to go wrap around for this. Ursa, he's still sitting back as Aegis did pop. So, doesn't have that safety blanket anymore. This tower getting very low.
This is about to be a 4-on-1 situation. I hope you got some friends here, little bear.
T-Swift, you ain't got no TP. There's a TP in from Brax moving forward. They will find a duel on the Lifestealer under the tower. That is ambitious. And they will not find a kill there. In fact, Ursa's the one that eats it. The tower goes down. Brax able to blink his way away to safety, but not the fight that Radiant were looking for.
Yeah. Fire maybe just thinking there wouldn't be so many reinforcements nearby. Trump in the mid lane takes a Magnetize, a lot of damage. Help from the Witch Doctor sets it up.
Very nice. Just the 2 supports able to take him out.
Yeah, it's 2 aggressive supports, though. They've got a lot of damage between Witch Doctor and Earth Spirit, especially. What build is the Witch Doctor gone for? It's a heavy Maledict build. I don't think it's even just a value point.
Oh, he doesn't even have to heal at all. Just
302. So just going all aggression. But hey, it's working out. They're finding the kills. That's what matters.
Can definitely understand why now. Everyone just playing pretty cautiously, farming up, looking for the next round of items. Brax, I mean, he's real hungry for this duel. He's had his level 6 since like 8 minutes, and he just wants to get it done. He wants to find what he's looking for. Already with the full blink, he had that at what, like 11 minutes? But just can't find the supports isolated.
Yeah, he's still farming okay. But yeah, the lack of dual damage definitely is disappointing.
I mean, we saw Radiant just get off to the craziest start there. The Ursa just balling out of control, but they've seemed to, you know, take their foot off the gas pedal a little bit, just focusing on their next round of big items, and that's not necessarily bad. I think Ursa and Terrorblade really can benefit from the next round of items, but letting the Ember make up for a really cruddy lane, that hurts them.
Yeah, he's got the Veil. Good recovery item. A lot of good stats.
Oh, got our smoke gank infest bomb coming out of Mike, who does have his blink now. Ready to debut that. Their smoke pops, and we'll see where they want to head in. It looks like we are going to have a duel in the mid lane. Easy pickings. Trump just gets obliterated, but now this is where the real fight begins. Radiant want to keep moving forward. IX Mike going to be victim to the magnetize. Easy kill there, and now chasing down KVH. Hard to get a hold of there. The gap close not the best for the Radiant right now, but hell, they'll settle for a 2 for nothing and potentially pressure onto the tier 2 after this tier 1 tower goes down.
TC staying involved, using the meta for a fight, and then follow up tower exactly how you want to do it. Ponies will fly through, kind of break things up, but TC will just stay the course and finish this guy off. So another tower down, another victory for the Radiant. And they will find themselves about a 5k net worth lead. Yep. Not too shabby.
Starting to pick up that momentum just a little bit. Ursa now with a blink dagger of his own. We have got blinks for days here. 2 blinks already on the Radiant, 1 on the Dire, and probably more on the way.
Ursa just going right into Basher coming up next.
I mean, that's just going to help their lockdown problem even more.
Pretty core item on Ursa, sort of regardless of what lineup you have, but lockdown in general. Never a bad thing to have more of. As Earth Spirit gets caught, that'll be...
I mean, they spent a lot for that kill. Epicenter committed as Brax just keeps farming up these neutrals. So could have been worse, could have been a core there instead of the Earth Spirit, but still going to be given a gold bump to our Dire squad.
Very small one, but still these Radiant cores. Just look how much farm that Earth Spirit has. He is number 4
he
on
is
the team.
Above the Ember by a lot.
Ember. I mean, he's just been all over the place. We've gotten a lot out of this early game.
So everyone playing safe here. I mean, Dire, they're not playing like they're far behind. They're very much in the Radiant's face, very much active, trying to keep these ganks up, trying to go for these pickoffs. So they're not just sitting back and taking it. And they're not letting these Radiant cores farm any more than they need to now. Yeah,
this is what they have to do. Double damage on Ursa, though. This is so scary. Rubik will get dueled, and I think Mike might still go down here.
Yeah, it looks like Mike is going to be taking a lot of heat from the Maledict. Finished off by the Ursa. Unfortunately, Brax can't find the victory there. Only has 1 victory to his name, but still gets the kill.
Yep.
So duels maybe...
more momentum for Fire.
Yeah, this is getting good there. You can see the chart starting to squiggle up about 5,000 now in favor for Fire, who are tagged up as Arc. And Roshan is going to be up longer respawn here. So
max respawn. My God.
That thing is going to take a while. Now they're going in. Fluff isolated here. Goes for the TP out. That is optimistic. Unfortunately, not going to live through that full duration. And Brax moves forward. It's going to eat that Illuminate. Oh, look at that disjoint. Very nice there. So everyone just working on their next set of items. TC very close to that diffusal blade. In fact, yeah, he's just waiting on the recipe. That can change things up.
Okay, so slow and steady we go. Yeah, a lot of farming to go. This game started off super aggressive, but both sides seem very comfortable on their respective sides of the map for the most part. I'm happy to continue working towards those core items. How's the Terrorblade doing? Imagine he's got the Dragon Lance.
Yeah, Diffusal, we talked about his recipe being close.
Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Buying up that clarity value now at 20 minutes in.
I guess the Dire are just happy to have space for Ember to farm. I mean, he is slowly working his way back up. He's gone from completely crippled to just under-farmed, which is a step in the right direction.
He's still like below
that.
half on the chart. Earth Spirit still toying with him, but he's getting there. I think the Boots of Travel are going to shake that up because, I mean, Radiant, they're moving together for the most part. They're not going to be trying to isolate. Whoa! All right, unfortunately, Brax might be in trouble there. The Earth Spirit coming forward, and looks like they've got enough damage with the Ursa coming in.
Just turn on him.
Wow, okay, so they make it a 1-for-1, and they're looking for more.
KVH is in big trouble.
Yeah. Oh, wow, okay. Blinding lighted in. They've got surrounding damage there. The blinding light on the Legion, not enough to stop the victory coming out. So Brax, all of a sudden, making up for a shakier start in terms of dual victories, but still really well in terms of farm. Going to be sitting comfortable there.
Yeah, bold play from Brax to just go right in for that duel, especially after the blinding light comes out. It's like,
look at this Earth Spirit build. He's started greedy and he's going to finish greedy. Yeah. Hand of Midas into an Ags. No time for wards on this guy.
400 gold from a 20-minute Aghanims here.
On top of a Midas.
I guess this is a position for Earth Spirit, but still, a really impressive farm.
He also got First Blood, so started out with Boots. Just had a really good cascade of things go his way.
I mean, that's truly riding the momentum, getting that First Blood early on, getting Boots, 2 or 3 minutes ahead of what you normally would, then using that ability to cover ground faster to find more kills. That's pretty much what he did. They'll get a pick off on Witch Doctor. Nice freebie. But it's just a Witch Doctor. Not a big deal.
So, again, Dire really trying to make their home in this bottom Radiant lane, and they're getting some good pressure on this tower, but at the cost of all of Radiant's cores continuing to farm freely. So, a little trade-off there. Legion Commander hopping in, or rather Ursa hopping into the Roche pit and already got that thing half done. So, again, more space being created. They'll surely sack a tier 2 for a Roche. It's a pretty common trade and keeps the Ursa's momentum up.
Yeah, they might not even need to sack it. They could TP in and mount a defense here if they're so inclined.
So far, they're just playing it safe. Ursa backpacks the TP, so they have a couple seconds on that anyway.
There's just no sieging. But they're going to let it go. They really do not seem too preoccupied with it.
Terrorblade now going in, working on his Manta style, and altogether not too far off from that full Yasha after picking up the Diffusal just a couple minutes ago.
Yeah. Now TC is looking good. In all of their cores, they're not by a huge margin, but that net worth breakdown there is very telling of just how this game is flowing. And all of the Radiant cores very comfortable with their current level of farm. Tier 2 mid will get taken out, turned to rubble by the mighty Tauren Chieftain.
I thought it was top Canadian.
I think it's just TC.
Yeah, it is. Down bottom, Keeper did finish off that bottom tier 2, so at least getting a little bit of a trade out that, but this tier 3 is taking a lot of damage all of a sudden, trying to burn Ursa's Aegis. It's hurting him a little bit, but Legion Commander keeps him nice and cozy, able to go ahead and blink back. He did have to expend his ult there, and Ursa, without his Aghanims, that's a decent cooldown.
Yeah.
So.
Damn Coddle, man. He's so good at defending high ground like that.
He's already got himself an Ag, so allowed to get that priority farm, and I mean he's doing well, sitting up there with the cores. Our Sand King is having a really tough time. Just didn't have a great lane, hasn't really found many successful infest ganks. He's got himself a blink, but that's about it. Working towards that Force Staff, slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely indeed. Nobody nearby. Tough stuff for Freedom. Their head's in the right place. They're constantly making these aggressive moves into the enemy territory. They know they need to make something happen, but they've really struggled to actually make it happen.
I mean, this bottom lane is really pushed in. It seems like Tyre's game plan is just like focus one lane and keep drawing Radiant's attention to it, but it's interesting strat there. Trump gonna finish off this mid tower. Oh, or not. Gonna get dueled up. They bring the Ursa in as well. Oh no. The tower will get denied to top it all off, and they're going to continue the fight and move in. E now isolated, and well, they don't have the duel ready as they already spent it winning one. And okay, they're just going in. They're ready to just start laying down the damage. Lifestealer going to get stunned up with minimal health. Stops his TP to try to just run away, but gets destroyed even still, 17-6. Now the kill score, that fight recap, is deceptive as it was a really big swing for the Radiant.
Yeah. Man. Fire just looking good here. They're taking control and they're not letting it up. LC now with a Shadow Blade. This is really nice. Now you can initiate with one and get out with the other.
Yeah, and it's just looking a little easier to execute for the Radiant right now with a 10,000 net worth lead.
I mean, there's just not even a stop in that line. They've just been on the up and up. Up, 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 up.
Yeah, they're going to go in. We'll get a duel on the Ember again. I mean, he is just not even close to the farm he needs to get a Lincoln's or anything. He's done. So just that one kill just continues to pump up the net worth of our...
It's so hard playing from behind on a hero like that. You know, like if you've played Mage Ember at all since, you know, that became a thing, it's incredibly fun when you're in control. Like when you're balling and you're pushing people and you run in and they run away from you, it's one of the most satisfying heroes that you can play. However, the opposite is equally potent and still true. You know, when you're behind, man, it's just terrible. Everybody runs at you and you can't do anything. It's like what makes the hero strong is that intimidation factor, you know, the raw damage he puts out.
Oh, look at that debate coming in. They're like, oh, I'm just going to harmlessly Shadow Amulet here. And Ursa comes and almost kills off the Rubik in just like a couple of hits. So Radiant, they get what they wanted, which is a tier 2 tower. Everyone's completely unscathed. Fluff still having some fun in this top lane. Legion Commander just no chill on Brax. Goes in and gets another duel victory.
Brax came online and he hasn't stopped. Like he hasn't slowed down at all. It's really impressive. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. He went from slow start to, okay, there's a kill.
TC?
Oh, there's another kill. And TC now gets a freebie on Trump. IX Mike out of mana.
Oh, they got the defusal on him to keep him slowed and set up for the rest of his team to take the kill. Just
from bad to worse.
That's some good old American teamwork right there.
Freedom are just falling apart at the seams. It feels like everyone on Fire right now are getting exactly what they want. Ursa's just running amok, killing Roche every cooldown. This Earth Spirit is everywhere, doing huge amounts of damage. Brax is just dueling every target in sight.
I mean, Brax can duel pretty much anyone and be successful here. No hesitation about the Ember Spirit. I think Lifestealer might be the only iffy 1v1, but like still, Legion is having a fun time here. It's
very impressive that Fire were able to get so far ahead so quickly, especially given that this is Game 3 of the best-of-3 series. Like the first two matches were a lot slower, I think, overall. And like even last game, you know, Fire...
Oh, look at this net worth breakdown.
Yeah, they had that Veno, and it seemed like they were playing maybe a little bit too passive at times. And here in this game, that has not been a problem at all. It's been pretty high octane.
Oh, we're going to see the result of a 1v1 duel. This is even with a creep wave slashing onto Brax. And it looks like Brax may have bitten off more than he can chew there. Little ambitious there, buddy.
Yeah, that one's not great. If he had a blade mail there,
space
that would have been
created
perfect.
as they're going in top lane as TC is ready to go.
The meta.
Yep, and that Rubik tries to roll and just gets obliterated. Now Blinding Light moving forward. T-Swift fan going to get mana leaked up. KVH looking for some food, but no, he's got to retreat himself. Illuminate going to be fully charged up, but barely doing any work. And Trump, once again taken out. Trump was not the
Witch Doctor can solo him, dude.
Yeah, it's...
He hits it with a Maledict and Death Ward, and the Ember goes, oh my, I cannot handle this. This is a really sad Ember Spirit. It's kind of painful
far
to
below
watch.
the coddle. Oh my. This is... Oh. Got him.
I don't think they'll push for the GG here, but they are doing some pretty crippling damage. I mean, the gold graph is just on the up and up still. I don't know, Annie. I don't know what the remedy to this game is. That Dire have just fallen too far behind too quickly. Like, what's the Ember's KDA now?
Ember is unfortunately 2-7.
2-7 with 0 assists. Oh.
Trump is a very self-centered man right there.
That's true.
And I don't think Trump is the key to Freedom's victory. Unfortunate, though. He's trying his best. Gonna try to get some farm and will be recalled. Nope, no farm for you. So, seems like Dire, they're just grouping up. They really want to hold this strong, but with no tier 2 towers left, they're rapidly losing control of the map. They spent so much time pushing down in this Radiant jungle, getting this Radiant bottom lane cleared out, but the rest of the map is not going their way.
They might be... Can we see Roche Timer?
Sure can.
Okay, well,
It'll be
getting to the RNG portion here. Okay.
We'll see if it's going to be long or short. TC, though, he's ready to kill right now. He's got himself most of a Scotty. So the rest of the Dire just kind of waiting for that next big push. I mean, what's Dire's ideal team fight? Like, how do they actually win a team fight if there's 5 Radiant Heroes charging at them?
I don't know, man. They don't even have a great wombo combo. You know, like I at first wanted to say, well, Blinding Light, but that just breaks up the fight. That doesn't really win you the fight.
I mean,
you know, and like, okay, Infest Bomb, maybe you Infest Bomb like the Earth Spirit to start the fight. That sounds pretty good. But no, they don't have a good solution. I mean, if IX Mike gets a godlike stun,
well, we're about to hope for that, because they're all smoked
I mean, that's
up.
you know, that's always an option.
They're really waiting for this Roche. They are just not leaving this. T-Swift is trying to dance to the music, just shake it off, man. And Trump going to be going to the pit. T-Swift fan will get jumped by all of the heroes, is still alive. There's a dual victory from, oh my. This is just a mess. They will kill off Mike as well. Just going to be chasing down the survivors. Sand King and Ember Spirit dead without buyback. And I actually find KVH here. Just going to be turning him into stone, kicking him around, playing with their food, really. But now he's rage TP'd, and he will get away. They spent a little bit too much time dawdling with that one.
Really starting to feel that 20K net worth lead.
Yeah, that was Ursa being dove like, by 5 heroes. He hits R and lives, so.
I don't know what else to say. Dire really are in big trouble. This is 100% in the hands of Fire to throw. They need to dive, way overcommit, do some crazy stuff. And of course, they could throw this away. I don't know if any game is unthrowable.
Oh, don't worry. Brown Boots Rubik is farming up the Radiant jungle.
He's going to get recalled.
Yeah. I mean, he'll get out safely, but... Oh, Trump, man. Making me nervous there. He'll get recalled as well. Man, this Keeper of the Light is like babysitting his team right now. Just making sure no one gets too far from base. Like, all right, you're pushing, you're past the river, time to come home. This overall net worth chart, it's really telling the story that TC is just completely out of control right now, that he's been farming. The Ursa paved the way for that as he had a great early game. I mean, Earth Spirit doing better than anyone on the Dire, and the best hero on the Dire in terms of net worth is your Keeper of the Light. Rough place to be in for Freedom right now. Looks like we're going to have an initiation by IX Mike, which will shortly be met with death, as Brax is ready to go and get that duel started. We'll find the victory, although Brax does lose his life. They are able to trade for more. Ursa still big, mean, slapping away. This is 3 heroes going down. Only the Coddle and the Ember survive, and they're rapidly running through the forest. Gap close. Going to be attempted there. Mana Leak doing some work, holding our Earth Spirit in place. And this is really just delaying what's going down, because everyone aside from the Legion Commander is still pretty healthy on the Radiant.
Yep. And even though LC died,
Roshan
still got a dual victory before he went down, so it's a 1 for 3, plus he gets dual damage. I think Brax can stomach that.
Yeah, I think he'll take it.
And now it is just an easy Roche. Well done, Radiant.
Yep, Gold Graph is now going to be tipping towards that 25,000 mark at 30 minutes in the game. That is a lot. That is nearing that 1,000 gold per minute lead, which is pretty much considered unwinnable. Yeah,
that's usually a pretty good rule of thumb metric. I very, very seldom have seen a team come back from 1K net worth lead per minute. That's pretty impressive. That is quite the feat if you're able to do that.
Yeah, and Freedom, I mean, they just don't have the lineup to do that with an Ember Spirit that's just so skeletal at this point. He's got nothing. He's
made of paper. He just dies so fast.
His items are good for 18 minutes.
What's also scary about Ember Spirit when he falls behind like this is he's a melee hero. So to do his damage, he needs to be in the front lines playing that kind of intimidation role. So when you fall behind like this, you're thinking, okay, well, I finally got a core item. I'm going to try to do some damage. It's not like you can play it like you could an underfarmed Sniper. Imagine if he was Sniper right now.
Where he can just sit back and
he wouldn't have any items. He probably wouldn't do any damage, but at least he could find a spot and sit there. Ember can't do that. If he jumps in and tries to do anything, they just destroy him.
Infest gank blinking away from the carry. They just can't take on TC, who's double damage now, has the Metamorphosis ready to go. This is a set of racks if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, I mean, that TB is really scary, but you're absolutely right. It speaks to the state of the game when you have an Infest Bomb ready to go, and they're just like,
Like, usually when you have an Infest Bomb, you're begging for a core to walk into that so you can kill him off, and this time it's like, oh crap, they're going to kill us. Now Keeper of the Light,
I mean,
that
like
he was an appetizer. Oh my god.
Three-shotted. Like,
Gem.
just so much damage.
Gem on the deck. They're going to let the Dire pick it up. They destroy the vessel. And that blind from the Keeper of the Light will only do so much. It's an ultra kill now from TC.
TC's about to get a rampage.
He sure is. No, it was stolen from him as the good game comes out. Come on, TC.
I mean, there's been a couple of buybacks.
Come on, TC.
Still get a double rampage.
Come on, TC. I think the game is ending a little
by
bit
his
soon.
boy, but no, they called GG. I mean, we saw a lot of pretty even games today. This was by far, I think, the most certainly in this series. I mean, if you just tuned in and saw this game, you would think that Fire just completely roll over Freedom. I mean, that was a very comparable. I think game one, TC did not die on Terrorblade.
Yeah.
So some parallels here.
I feel like
Don't
you just
give
gotta
TC
keep that banned.
Yeah, it's...
Also, just the disparity in offlaners. Mike versus Brax, what they were able to do. I mean, Mike ending with less than 7,000 net worth, 83 last hits. It's not a great time to be an offlane Sand King for him. So that's going to do it for us today. Congratulations to Team Fire, the winners of the Zotac Cup Masters NA Open Qualifier Finals.
So that means they don't have to play in the Open next week, and they will automatically get a seat in the regionals, which I think are about 2 weeks from now, something like that. The EU regionals are today, and EU is like 2 weeks ahead of all the other regions. So that sounds about right. There is also still that Gleam giveaway going on for that GTX, what is it, a 1070?
Do you guys like graphic cards? 'Cause I like graphics cards.
Yeah, the Moobot's been spamming it out. There's a button under Twitch. You can enter with a variety of ways. Most of you have probably used Gleam before. I reckon most of you have probably entered already. It's got like 25,000 entrants or something.
It's...
But if you're late to that, you got email, Facebook, Twitter, maybe Twitch as well. There's a whole bunch of ways that you can sign up, and then once you sign up, it just increases your chances of maybe winning the 1070. So
it's a cute little graphics card up for grabs.
There you go. It is actually. I think it is one of the compact
the
ones. Yeah, it's one of the little babies.
Lots of power, small package. But anyway, that's going to do it for us here at moonducktv. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Android, that's Sayori, and we hope you've enjoyed our coverage here of the Zotac Cup Masters. We're back again next week for more action, but we're going to play you guys out today with a little music, so sit tight and enjoy.
Bye-bye.